Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a very special episode of ezBUCKETz. How you guys doing? I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. In today's video, I got something that I guarantee you guys are going to love, especially if you're a Los Angeles Laker fan. We're going to be talking about the Lakers roster and ways they can get better when it comes to this year's upcoming buyout market. Around the ending of the season, teams and players sometimes agree on a buyout, which basically means that some veteran players in the NBA become available and can sign with the new team for the remainder of the season. And with the Lakers being in hot pursuit of that 2021 NBA championship, I see the Lakers being very busy when it comes to this time. So if you're a big Laker fan and want to know the perfect buyout candidates for the Lakers, you're gonna love this video. But quickly, before I get on with the video, I just want to say, if you're new to the channel and love basketball, welcome to ezBUCKETz. My name is Soom and I make basketball videos every single day. So be sure to hit the subscribe button and click this button right here, the post notification bell, to not miss any of my upcoming videos. If you watched this video and you loved it, be sure to smash that thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate it. It would help out the channel a lot. But without wasting any more time, let's talk about the Los Angeles Lakers.
In terms of what will our approach will be to be aggressive, I think there's a handful of teams that probably hope to contend or be in a position to contend, and we're not going to just sit back and not expect others that are in that position to be trying to better their rosters and better their teams. So we have to stay aggressive. I think the danger of winning is complacency, and we won't allow that to creep in here. We're going to try to continue to improve our team and put Coach Vogel and his staff in the best possible position to defend. And our owner, Jeannie Buss, has given us all the resources at hand to do that. And so we'll be aggressive and making sure that we increase that probability as high as we possibly can to get number 18.
We just heard Rob Pelinka say it. The Lakers are going to be very busy and they're not going to stop trying to get better. This means that when it comes to this year's NBA trade deadline or the buyout market, expect the Lakers to make at least one move that will for sure improve their roster. As I make this video, the Lakers currently have a team of 14 players on their roster, and with the NBA allowing teams to have 15 players, they're saving that last spot specifically for a player that fits the criteria of this video. There are so many free agents available right now that the Lakers could ultimately sign to make them better, but why not go for a player that was on an NBA team and is looking for an NBA championship, someone that can bring more to the table. And in this video, I got 5 players that will potentially be buyout candidates, and if they are, I believe the Lakers must target them as fast as possible. The first buyout candidate is a very popular opinion, and it's Trevor Ariza, who actually in fact was a former Laker. Trevor Ariza is one of those NBA players that whatever team he's on, he's just a good fit. He's very unselfish, he's a defensive player, and knows how to play his role. He is currently in his 16th year in the NBA. He's been with a total of 10 teams. A fun fact to know is that Trevor Ariza was actually a Laker in 2009 when they won the NBA championship with Kobe Bryant. The reason why Trevor Ariza has bounced around so many teams, as I mentioned earlier, he's a very skilled player, he's well respected, and his shooting ability just helps every guard, helps every wing in the NBA. Last year, we've seen the best of him. He played 21 games for the Portland Trail Blazers, averaged 11 points, 4.8 rebounds, shooting a total of 40% behind the 3-point line. Trevor Ariza is a lockdown defender on any NBA team, and teams would love to have him. In the past offseason, the Portland Trail Blazers ended up trading away Trevor Ariza in exchange for Robert Covington, and that's why now Trevor Ariza is on OKC. But we all know this about OKC. They're one of the biggest rebuilding teams in the NBA, and with Trevor Ariza being an NBA veteran and looking for NBA championships, he's the most popular and the most likely player to be bought out. Looking at the Lakers roster right now, they do have a lot of wings off the bench. They have Kyle Kuzma, they have Markieff Morris, they have Wesley Matthews, but adding an NBA veteran of Trevor Ariza to secure that backup small forward role to be a lockdown defender off the bench, that will give them a good chance at beating teams like the Clippers, guarding Kawhi and Paul George. With Trevor Ariza being in his 16th year and being bounced around, I wouldn't be surprised if Trevor would love to go back to the team where he won his first NBA championship with and win another one. The next buyout candidate is Hassan Whiteside of the Sacramento Kings, and honestly guys, Hassan Whiteside right now is not even in the rotation. If you watch the Kings game, you can already tell the Kings don't plan on using him for their future and don't really, are investing in him. Coming off a big season last year, Hassan Whiteside averaged 15 points, 13 rebounds, and led the league in blocks with 2.9 a game last year, and I'm super surprised to see him now in a bench role for the Sacramento Kings, with players like Richaun Holmes and Marvin Bagley getting more PT than him. If you watch Hassan Whiteside and knows his playing style, you can already tell that a big thing about Whiteside is his lack of maturity. He needs to be more mature, he needs to act more like an established NBA player, and sometimes chasing blocks and just being very selfish to get yourself on the stat sheet, NBA teams don't like that. And with Hassan Whiteside entering that phase in his career where he has to, revive his career, prove himself once again, I believe playing for the Lakers off the bench as a third big man behind Montrezl Harrell and Marc Gasol is a great thing. With Hassan Whiteside getting no minutes and probably not going to re-sign with them next offseason, I do see a buyout being very likely, and if that's the case, I think the Lakers should call Whiteside. Imagine a rim protection lineup of Anthony Davis at the 4 and Whiteside at the 5. That duo would be disgusting at the front court. The next player on this buyout list is JaVale McGee of the Cleveland Cavaliers, previous Los Angeles Laker, previous NBA champions with them last year. A fun fact to know is that JaVale McGee was actually supposed to be on the Lakers roster this year, but once the Lakers found out that Marc Gasol became available, that's where the Lakers had to trade away JaVale McGee to find cap space and to find money to sign Marc Gasol, which only means one thing though, the Lakers still have interest in JaVale, and I believe if JaVale gets a buyout by the Cleveland Cavaliers, I believe JaVale wouldn't mind going back to the Lakers on a minimum contract. JaVale McGee was a big part of their championship run last year. He was their starting center, a strong rim protector, and an energy booster when it comes to their bench unit or their starters, and I believe the Lakers would not mind having him as their 15th final roster player. JaVale McGee is currently on the Cleveland Cavaliers, and with Andre Drummond running the show at the center position, I don't see a future there for JaVale, and that's why I do see a potential buyout. I'm a big fan of JaVale McGee. I loved him for the Lakers last year, and this signing, if he's available, is a no-brainer. The next player on this list is James Johnson, currently of the Dallas Mavericks, and when talking about James Johnson, he fits the exact criteria as Trevor Ariza, but I'll be honest, Trevor Ariza is better. What's special about James Johnson though, is that he's a 3-and-D player, but a pretty good playmaker at that, and what's special about him is that he can play the center position, and with the Lakers looking for more depth at their front court, James Johnson actually might be a better option than Trevor Ariza, as Ariza is more of a 3, 4, and 2 player. James Johnson is currently not in the rotation for the Dallas Mavericks right now. They already have Dorian Finney-Smith, they have Maxi Kleber, and with that being the case, I do see the Dallas Mavericks trying to get better themselves, and the rumors of them waiving James Johnson are already here. James Johnson will bring a grit and grind personality off the bench, and if the Lakers can have him as a third power forward off the bench, oh wow, that would be amazing. I do believe the other free agents I listed before are better than James Johnson, but James Johnson could be available. And the last buyout candidate on this list is George Hill on OKC. He's a very popular buyout market for any NBA team looking for a veteran point guard that can contribute to a winning and championship team. George Hill is a very popular candidate when being linked to LeBron James. It's because he was LeBron James' teammate when the Cavaliers went to the finals in 2016. George Hill is a veteran in the NBA. Everybody in the NBA respects him. He's a playmaker, a great catch and shoot player. George Hill brings all kinds of versatility at the point guard position. I know the Lakers right now are heavy on point guards. They have Dennis Schroeder, they have Alex Caruso, they have LeBron James, but getting a backup, a third option of George Hill for a minimum contract, it wouldn't be a bad idea. Right now, George Hill is playing pretty good on OKC. He's a starting point guard, but with OKC being in full rebuild mode, him being bought out along with Trevor Ariza is a very popular idea. And who knows, if the Lakers end up getting another point guard injury and George Hill becomes available, I wouldn't say it's a bad idea. But ultimately guys, this wraps up my video for today on 5 buyout candidate players that I believe the Lakers should target if they become available. What's most important to me is one of your opinions. Do you agree with me on this one? Do you not? Put your thoughts in the comment section down below. But other than that, take it easy, God bless, and I'll see you all next time on ezBUCKETz. Woo!